Hey y'all, welcome back. Like I teased in my last video, this one's gonna be a little different. It'll still have film photography, some traveling, but this one is mostly gonna be focused on me reviewing a new, to me, film stock. In my time shooting film, which hasn't been that long guaranteed, I've been mostly sticking with, the classics. Portra, Kodak Gold, Ultramax, that sort of stuff. Stuff that's predictable, stuff that you know is going to deliver some good results. But I wanted to try something a little different. So after doing some digging, going around on YouTube, that sort of thing, I found Lomography's Lomochrome Purple, or as it's more commonly known, Lomo Purple. If you've never heard of it before, it's a part of Lomography's Lomochrome line, which is 3 different film stocks that all have pretty unique color characteristics. But this particular one does some pretty wild stuff. It turns greens purple, it turns blue turquoise, and it turns yellows pink. However, according to the website, reds tend to stay unaffected, which gives like skin tones a more natural appearance, especially when surrounded by the crazy colors that the rest of the film produces. It also has a variable box speed ISO. It ranges from 100 to 400. Different people say to shoot it different ways. Some people say if you shoot it at 100 you get more of a glowy purple, and some people say if you shoot it at 400 you get more of a dark indigo. I think I ended up shooting at 200. I actually don't remember. I wish I had written it down, but unfortunately I didn't. All of that to say, the film produces some really unique photos if you use it in the right way. I had this film in my fridge for a few months before I finally found the right day to go out and try it out. Me and Savannah decided to head on down to Cedar Lakes and Gardens in Williston, Florida, since she had actually never been before. I covered the history of that place in a lot more detail in a previous video of mine. Actually, I think my first one with film photography in it. So go check that out if you're interested in learning more about this place. It is a really neat park. But for now, we join Jeremy and Savannah on their trip.
Just trying to turn it up. So. Oh, I didn't stop recording. It's okay. We have so much B-roll right now.
B-roll.
B-roll. Where the bees go.
Where the bees go.
There's a bee.
There's a bee.
There's a bee. Where are we going, Jeremy?
Hey, we're going to Cedar Lakes and Gardens. It's my second time there. Savannah's never been there. If you watch my first video, you'll get a little bit more of a deep dive on it. We're not really doing that this time. This video is going to focus on shooting a roll of Lomo Purple. I've never shot it before, so we'll see what happens. But it turns greens purple, is what I from my understanding of it. And we're going to a place that's very green.
Incredibly green, actually.
Savannah's green because she's never been.
I'm green in a new way, in a way that I'm new to things.
In a different.
Yeah, I'm callow. That's a word I learned in vocabulary in high school.
I took a class called vocabulary.
Vocabulary.
Yeah, so we're driving to Williston right now. We're gonna go to Cedar Lakes. This
one's not a good enough intro, he says. He says it's not a good enough intro.
Big bad bump. Big bad bump. Big bad bump. Lomo Purple comes in this metal fancy tin. Wow. Wow.
Do the thing where you put it behind your hand behind it. Wow.
Wow.
It's funnier even that it didn't focus.
All right, today I'm shooting with my Canon AE1 program. I wanted something a little bit wider than the last time I was here. Last time I was here, I brought a 50mm. I wanted something a little bit wider to really get the landscape in. So, let's load her up. There we go. All right, ready to go shoot.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
There he goes.
This park is super beautiful, and I was really happy to be back, especially since it was Savannah's first time. I knew she would really enjoy it.
I think that plant would be a really good...
The one with the light on it?
Yeah, it's good.
I think this photo is a pretty good first trial photo. You really get to see in action what this film does. It makes it almost look like some sort of sci-fi alien planet like you'd see in Star Wars or something. Purple plants, turquoise moss all over the rocks. And honestly, that is actually one thing I discovered in these photos and something I didn't expect. A lot of what you would think of would be black and unaffected actually comes out more turquoise. That really means it's more of like a dark blue than actually a true black. And that includes like clothes and stuff that I truly didn't think would be affected by this film. I had Savannah stand in a bush for this one. I really wanted to see what the film would do with her skin tones, especially while she was surrounded by the foliage. I think it came out pretty interesting, but I think next time I'd have her stand further back into the green to really make use of this film. I actually didn't go through this greenhouse the first time I came here, but I'm really glad I did this time. There's some really fucking cool plants in here.
Look at this little guy. Damn. Oh wow. This is probably the most important thing.
It's because you were filming me. I got scared. I love these cacti and this photo. The way the light is coming through the wall and bouncing through the needles is really nice. I also think the purple of the rocks really adds a nice touch.
It's our guy.
This is one of my favorite views in the park. This is the first one you get as you step onto the main trail that surrounds the entire quarry. This photo is okay. One of the things I realized about this roll of film after I had it developed was how overexposed a lot of the shots were. I'm sure it was probably my fault, but it's something that a lot of the photos on this roll suffer from. This photo is interesting to me because that red flower on the lily pad just gets almost completely lost against the background because of the weird color blending.
I love you.
I love you.
One of my favorites of the day. Savannah is always so supportive of my photography and also a personal favorite subject of mine to photograph. But I also love the way her black shirt and hat get that weird greenish tint to them that I was talking about earlier. These two photos are the first to really showcase why I wanted to bring this film here. The massive amount of green foliage and the beautiful blue water were almost guaranteed to look super interesting with this film, and it did not disappoint. The second of the two is my favorite one, being as it has some people on that bridge right in the foreground. I've been really trying to have that human element become more in my photos so that it adds that perspective and really shows you how big or small whatever you're photographing is. I took almost the same exact photo the last time I was here, so I really wanted to recreate it this time with this film. Came out super cool. Once again, having people on the bridge is fantastic, and I love it.
couple of them.
Hi, guy.
The koi fish are always a favorite thing of mine in any park that has them. They're such beautiful animals, and I love to see them swim around.
Where are you guys going? Can I come? Where are you?
I'll meet you up.
Get out of the way, Jimmy. Get out of the way. Where are they? Oh, I see a little butt. Little leg.
Come go. Or I need to compare the colors, you know.
I took a picture of this plant specifically to see what would happen to them because they are reddish but more purple. And wow, it turned yellow just in a way that I was absolutely not expecting, but still cool to see. This is another favorite of mine from the roll. I love the composition a lot with the observation deck nestled in the middle of the purples, but you also have that really cool turquoise waterfall coming down from underneath the observation deck, which I really like a lot.
About fell into the water.
This bamboo photo was not worth almost falling into the water. Gazebo, me boy.
Boo.
All right. Let's do it.
One of the best parts of the park is getting to walk underneath this little waterfall. Always super fun to do.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to get a photo of it flattering away.
What is it doing?
Flattering away. No, too far away. I don't have my close-up lens.
Just a banger of a photo, if I'm honest. The composition is great with the almost zigzag leading lines with the bridge and the peninsula where the gazebo is at. Plus you have that fountain way off in the back and all that beautiful, beautiful turquoise water surrounding the whole thing. Now this is my favorite photo of the day. Keeping the tree line just a tiny bit above the middle, letting that white sky really juxtapose against the purple canopy below it. The reflections in the water are also just on point here. This is definitely a portfolio shot, and I wasn't sure if I would even get one on this roll. And that was the end of the main park. After this, we made our way into a little back garden, where unfortunately most of the footage that me and Savannah shot was lost somehow. But here are a couple clips from what remained. Savannah took this photo of me, actually. This gazebo was surrounded by these beautiful purple passion flowers, which unfortunately got lost here amongst the rest of the purple. But either way, I think she did an absolutely great job with this one. And that was the end of the roll, as well as the end of the trip. We had an absolute blast at the park, and I was super, super stoked to be able to do something like this, a film review, for the first time. And honestly, I think this film stock is really great. A lot of what I read about it online was people like making comments essentially like, oh, these photos would look a lot better if they were just in a normal color, and I guess that could be true. I think this film stock provides something unique enough that who the fuck cares? If the photos look good, they look good. who cares what could have been, or you just got to look at what is. End of the story. I'm definitely going to be getting some more of this for future use. There's a lot of stuff around here that I can't wait to test out and see what this film does to it. But I've got other plans for some other film stock reviews and even maybe some camera reviews of stuff that I picked up recently. So it'll have to wait a little while. And even though I know a lot of you in the film community have used this film, it's been out for several years, I'm just really appreciative that you checked out my video on it to see what I thought. And maybe you disagree with it. Maybe you think a lot of these photos look awful. But either way, I'm happy that you checked out the video. And as always, just a general thank you for watching the video, supporting my photography, supporting my travels. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, leave a comment, tell me whether or not you like the film, maybe subscribe to the channel if you're into it. Like I said, I've got some more videos coming where I've got a couple new cameras that I've been testing out, and I'm really excited to show you all the efforts of that stuff. And thanks again, and I'll see y'all next time.